Pitch and Pros family, welcome to episode 11 of the Pitch and Pros podcast. I am your host, Stefan Jones, here with my co-host, your defender's favorite defender, your attacker's worst nightmare, Justin Wolf. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, Pitch and Pros family?
And boy, do we have a special episode for y'all today. Today's guest is a DJ, producer, innovator, and as some may say, an alien. She grew up a proud Puerto Rican girl in New Jersey and was always the one at parties asking for music and hopping on aux. So, at 14, she started learning how to DJ. The laptop she got for Christmas took her on a journey, going on to be the only female in primetime DJs before hosting her own parties at Smacktone Studios and interning with 91.7 FM Gems Radio. She's toured with Boslen, Lil Mosey, Lil Tecca, Jack Harlow, and Polo G before pursuing her goal of building her own brand. From Benito Bowl mixes to Sade X Caliucci mashups to social rights and fashion, she uses her platform to spread the vibes and the word. Now she's embarking on a multi-state tour for a Don Toliver Octane album listening experience through her community Shared Frequency, a space for people to experience music together, off the playlist, and in real spaces. What started as an idea at her home in Atlanta has brought her across the country and to Fashion Nova events with Don himself. She's just a girl pushing boundaries and doing it for the ones who dream big. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pod and to the Bay, Niyah motherfucking Badass.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
That was a crazy intro. I never heard anybody tell my own story.
Had
That's
to.
spot on. You nailed it.
I appreciate that. No, we had to get it right and make sure that people know your background and all the work that you've been putting in to even get yourself here. But first of all, how you feeling? How you feeling today?
I feel good. I'm glad to be here with you guys. Thank you for taking me in for the day.
Of course.
and bringing me on this podcast. I feel great and comfortable. I'm
Love
happy
it.
to be here.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I know
Glad to hear
myself, Justin, Jeremy, we're all very grateful and blessed to have you here. And I think it's just awesome that we get to document you at such a pivotal part of your career.
Me too.
And just from when we first met, I think it was like back in October maybe of last year, when I sent that cold DM to you. It's just been awesome just to see your upward trajectory. So we're super, super grateful to have you here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We appreciate you coming because I've heard so many good things from this guy, and whenever he mentioned you coming on, I was hyped. I was ready to get after it with this. It's exciting.
Thank you. No, and like the time right now to do this is like perfect.
Oh, 100%.
I can look back on this and remember this forever.
Absolutely. No, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And what's also good news for y'all too, she's our first female guest, our first music guest. And this is only your second time here in the Bay? Mm-hmm. What did you come for the first time you were out here?
I believe it was for Jack's tour. Yeah.
Oh, dope. And we'll definitely get into that later for sure. But to kick things off, we really just wanted to talk to you about the origin of Shared Frequency and the listening experiences that you've been hosting. So just talk to us about what Shared Frequency is and how it started and where it's at now.
So it started from Octane. Truly, like when I heard that album and how flawless and seamless it was, I was like, I could definitely create a space where we could listen to this together because I loved it so much. And I want to be in that space. So I'm like, I'm going to create this space. And when I did that, I also knew like other albums I wanted to do. Like that was the plan. I was going to do 2 Octane shows. And then the next month I was going to do a different album in Atlanta. Like I had all these albums planned out that I wanted to play from the beginning to end and make a night out of it. Yeah. And then, it didn't happen yet because the first one just automatically took off with Octane. So, it just started from the love of that. And I always, through listening parties in Jersey, always like Drake nights, R&B nights, I'll play like a whole Drake album that I love from beginning to end and throw a party for it.
That's dope.
But not as much. And then I did it again for the first time outside of Jersey and it hit. So I don't know, it's just creating a space. And then I always stressed about making a brand for it. Like I was overthinking like what the brand is and like what a name for it. Like I just do it out of love. Like I don't want to focus on building a whole brand, but this one came so naturally and I just named it Shared Frequency just to start listening parties in Atlanta, and then it became bigger.
That's super dope.
So sick.
Yeah. And Justin, I know you've actually been to, and you've been listening to Don more than me, and you've been to more of his events than I have. And I think like something that you both the shared frequency that y'all have is like you're somebody who's gotten me to actually go to more live events, more concerts. We're going to his stop at Oracle Arena on what is it, June 27th?
27th,
yeah, for the tour. So for you, like, how did you first discover Dawn, and how did you kind of grow through your fandom of his, and what is going to her event tonight, like, kind of what does that mean for you just as a music listener?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think for a lot of people, I think everyone heard him on Astroworld and was like, who's this guy? Like, you know, he really stood out on that album. And I think you and I both, when we were listening to it, we're like, damn, like, this is sick. And he actually came out. We went to the Astroworld concert in Sac. We went up to Sacramento and he came out. And that's when we actually like first had seen him live and performing and everything. And ever since then, I think even days after that, I remember I was trying to tap into more of his music, looking at his SoundCloud, Spotify, just peeping old music like Donnie Womack, like all his old albums. And it was like, all right, I found someone I'm really fucking with. And I remember you would even send me songs. I'm like, oh shit, okay, Jones. Like,
yeah, I think I sent him Video Girl. Yeah. That one was fire.
Yeah. So I think ever since then, I just been really tuned into his music. And every time he was dropping an album, I was like, all right, I got to listen to it right away. Yep. Like that was all I would listen to. And even like if you fast forward to now with Octane, that's all I listened to right as soon as it came out till like 2 weeks after. That's all I was listening to, because it's like I genuinely enjoy his music a lot, and I just think his energy just fits my energy. So that's why I really just that's how I am with music. I need something to give me that energy that gets me going every day, and he does. And it's just like the vocals, everything is it matches so well. So yeah, I think that's where it kind of comes down to with that. But getting to see him live a few times has been sick too. Like I went to see, when did I see him first besides obviously Astroworld?
It was at
so it's 2021
the Warfield, right?
Yes, the Life of Dawn tour, that's what it was. Got to see him there, and he brought out Cali for that too.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I did. I
don't remember that.
Yeah, no, he brought out Cali for that.
That's
and
dope.
It was like Bia was the first person that performed, and then after that, that's when you and I went for Hearthstone Psycho.
Yeah,
that
was sick.
I was trying to go to Lovesick, but that's when I was still finishing college, so it was just tough. But
it happens.
But everything else, yeah.
And Niyah, for you, like, because obviously I know you're a huge Don fan, Drake fan, Uzi fan. Like, how, when you're listening to music, what draws you to the artists that inspire you and that, you know, influence you to make these mashups and these mixes and do these shared frequency tours?
Just like Justin said, just like I just relate to them, and just like the sound, the energy, everything about it. Like they take me on a journey. These artists take me on a journey. It's not just the same sound. Like they give me so much to listen to.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's what I love about it. That's what I love about them. And just like going back to their old catalogs, like having artists that you can go back, because like you already heard them and you just want to see all the stuff they put out coming up. And just discovering all that is still like amazing. And then just when I do these mashups, just like everything in my playlist, I just use my Spotify playlist sometimes and see what I could just come up with. Like they're all in my Serato, so I just try to get as creative as possible with making these.
That's dope. And for people who aren't familiar, can you explain what Serato is and how you use it?
Yeah, Serato is just a DJ software, the greatest DJ software. There's like 3 of them maybe, but this one's the cleanest and plugs into anything really. So yeah.
And how does Serato tie in with FL Studio? Because I know you use that as well, right?
Yeah, they're different. They're different softwares. FL Studio is for beat making, but Serato does have oh my god, I'm going blank. It has oh my gosh, guys.
I wish I could help you, but
yeah,
it's not my forte.
No, I'm talking about FL Studio, but like Serato has it's the main word, whatever. They have like, they intertwine a little bit, but it really is just two separate softwares that do 2 separate things.
No, that's dope.
I just remembered.
Hey, there we go.
Okay, plugin. Okay, Serato has a plugin that uses stems. So like that's where you could take the vocals out and things like that.
Gotcha.
So FL Studio has that part of Serato that you can do that with on the beat software.
That's dope. Yeah, and we definitely want to like dive more deeper into like the technical side of things in a bit here. But you know, for people out there, like with our show, the biggest thing is we like to give tangible advice to people who, you know, want to pursue a career similar to yours, right? Becoming a DJ, being a producer, being in that space. And with this album listening experience tour that you've been on through Shared Frequency for Octane, talk to us a little bit about what that process looks like, all the way from reaching out to venues and that booking process to actually day of and bringing it to life.
It's been a whole lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wouldn't say it's the first time I'm doing it. It's the first time I'm doing it on a level this high with so many cities. But I've always been venue reaching, and like I feel like that's my main key is like you always have to put yourself out there. You can't wait for these opportunities to just fall on your lap. Like, I've always been a go-getter, and I'm gonna try and get it some way somehow.
Oh yeah.
So it's really been just reaching out, like doing research and finding good venues in certain cities. You know, I'm not from these cities. I don't know what they're like or what the places out there are. So it's like TikTok digging, seeing like what the nightlife or clubs look like out there, and then going on the venue's website, looking for their email, then creating a pitch deck, creating like a pitch to pitch to them so they understand what you're trying to do. And then waiting for responses is another long process. And yeah, just really like spending hours and hours trying to get that together, and then closing the deal and coming to an agreement on like, you know, percentages and stuff, and then funding it by yourself. I've been funding it by myself for now because it's the beginning, but you know, paying for flights and stays and things like that. And then that was majority of like 1 month I did. That was March, it was all that. And then April was the shows. So day of, it's like I'm just traveling alone, so I'm just winging it as I go, checking myself in, taking Ubers, food, getting ready, going to the venue, setting up, sound check, everything. Damn. And doing it again all over.
Yeah, and I think something that is a commonality between you two is, even though he works for a company, like it's, you guys are both still doing things independently. Because like similar with you, Justin, and I want to get your perspective on this. Like, you know, he's, for his soccer coaching, he's having to book the field spaces if they're doing camps, or like, you know, locate the field spaces day of in case one ends up not being available. He's talking to all of these parents directly, one-on-one on his cells, via email, via Upper Hand, the apps that they use. And so like similar to you, that communication process is a whole job within itself. And then you got the venue booking process, the field booking process. So like, Justin, for you, like when you hear her kind of go through that process of what she has to do, and then also just understanding yours, like what are some of the like suggestions you have for people, both whether it's booking a venue for a music event or booking a field for soccer, and then like having to liaison with all these different people, and you know, figuring out your rates, like and for both of you, how do you guys manage all of that, especially in such a short window? Justin, we'll start with you.
Well, I think hers is on like another level, because it's like because it's intense, because you are constantly on the go. And one thing I'll say is, like, I think in similar aspects, I'm someone that's always on the go, just like driving, traveling. Obviously, you're traveling in a bigger landscape throughout the country. And we were just talking about this earlier too. It's like I was telling Jeremy and telling you, I was like, I don't know how you guys just all of a sudden book like flying in the morning and leaving at night. I'm like, I can't even imagine that. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. So like, she just flew in from LA on how many hours of sleep?
4 maybe.
Yeah. maybe 4.
So
maybe 4.
That's what I mean, is like stuff like that. I'm like, damn, okay, you definitely have to have a different drive and hunger to you to really be like, oh yeah. And even just hearing you talk about, you know, putting your own funding into it and just putting your own time, resources, and effort into all that by yourself, it shows like that you're driven and you're trying to make it happen. And I think that's, again, something that people have to have, is if you want to make something happen, whether it's through music or through coaching in this aspect, because that's the same thing for me, is like you have to really want it and sacrifice. It's really about sacrifice more than anything. And I think we highlight that a lot throughout here, but I think it's so important, because in terms of just understanding that if you want to make it happen, you do have to just get out there. You have to go do it. You have to communicate nonstop. It's like my phone, it gets so annoying because there's so many messages, but I have to, like, at the end of the day, if I want to make my money, if I want to get my sessions, I want to help these kids, it's like I still have to communicate. So it's like you have to communicate, you have to be persistent, you have to just be consistent. It's not just consistent on the field in the DJ booth, you're consistently communicating, you're consistently like just doing the extra pieces that no one sees.
And it's not even just with your clients, right? Like you're having to talk to fans all the time and build that community, maintain that engagement. You're having to talk to your like other coaches and other people in the soccer industry here in the Bay. And so like, and then, you know, back to you, Niyah, like how are you managing your whole process and all the communication and bookings and everything that you have to do?
I really just be taking it day by day. Like the emails were crazy last month, but I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like I've never had to sit at my desk and answer so many emails. I'm like, I'm booked and busy, baby. Let's go. But I was just, you know, answering as soon as they come in. I just had that open because I was already working, and I would just be answering, and like there will be a whole bunch of people on a thread, you know, like it really gets a lot. But I literally just do it as I go. And then like the show days, like it's also a lot because I'm handling all the DJs in group chat and guest lists and working with the venue, texting people from the venues who I haven't even met and trying to coordinate everything there as well. So yeah, I just take it day by day, but it is very overwhelming.
Yeah. And to kind of wrap up this segment of things, what's one maybe like tool or app or technique that both of you would recommend for your respective jobs of how to kind of organize those things? Because sometimes, you know, you're like managing those communications through text, email, especially while you're traveling, while you're driving, all these things. So is there a way or a system that you have in place to organize that, Justin?
My recommendation, probably don't do what I do. That's to be so
learn
real.
From our mistakes.
Yes.
Peep that episode, by the way, if you haven't already.
As you should. No, I think just in terms of system, it's very important to have a consistent system. I think for me, it's very similar to you though, Niyah. It's like I take things day by day and I just try to do the things I can do in that moment because I just feel sometimes it can be very overwhelming. So I mean, I would like to say there's a good process to it, but it really depends on like what you can handle and how you can approach it. Because I think one, you can use apps, you can use Apple calendars, Google calendars for messages. You can set reminders to reach out to people at a certain time, things like that. And as I'm saying this, I'm like, damn, I should probably do that. You know, I should probably do that a little bit more. Yeah. But I mean, for example, though, for me, it makes it easy with the app we have to schedule our sessions. It's like, that's been my biggest help is I get to just see, all right, who signed up? Okay. Who do I need to reach out to about field? Who do I need to reach out to about maybe shifting a time or something like that? But before it was, I've talked about this on the pod before. It was like Google Calendar. It's like the PTSD, just
time block after time block.
Yeah, and it's like but it's all the coaches at once. So you're like looking for your name. You're like, all right, am I working today? So it's like, but now it's just like it's all right there, and I can see it. So I think just having something that will help you stay organized and just completely see what your schedule and your day looks like, I think is important. Because I remember you helped me invest in a planner that I could have used more.
Bro. I tried,
but again, just don't do what I do.
Yeah, it definitely takes time to get into it. But how about for yourself? How do you try to organize everything?
I am not organized, but
we're in this together.
The only thing I could think of is literally like when I'm laying down trying to go to sleep and I have everything running through my head, I use my notes and just put like a list of things that's just running through my mind of what I have to do. Or like during the day, I just be like, hey Siri, remind me at whatever o'clock that this and this. That's literally my system. Everything else is just working as I go, but notes and Siri.
And honestly, like if it works, it works. If it ain't broke, no fix it. And then as you both start to scale, that's when things can get kind of changed up a little bit,
more organized.
Yeah. I want to switch gears a little bit because we're all looking fitted. I mean, you guys have already seen me wear this shirt before because my closet is fucking slim. But Niyah and Justin always come fitted. So you know, you both are very fashion oriented, and I take a lot of inspiration from other artists, other athletes, or just like friends and family who you've kind of just watched, you know, how they kind of pick out their styles and their identity. So like Niyah, for yourself, how do you create sort of that fashion identity as part of your brand, especially like something that I've noticed too is for a lot of like your mixes and mashups, like you have that curl, right? And I've kind of associated that as part of your identity too. So what's your inspiration for things like that and the pieces that you wear?
When it comes to clothes, honestly, I still haven't gotten the hang of fashion. I mean, people would say otherwise and disagree, but it's very hard for me to come up with an outfit. I kind of just throw shit together and call it a day. But with my hair, I've always been big on my hair since I was like even younger, like elementary school. Like my hair had to be done. So, and then once I started growing up, I had a friend who taught me about like different extensions and things I could do, and like that was it. So I just love doing crazy things with my hair. Like my hair has to match my fit. It's always about my hair to me. So nice. And then I noticed ever since I started going on tour, like my hair was a staple of everything. Either big curly hair, I went through that phase, and then out of nowhere I found this swirl. Shout out Pinterest, I think probably like just having inspiration and seeing things, and then
mood
I
boards,
saw how that
stuck.
Yeah, so that's really it. I love my hair. I have to have that done. And then outfits, I'm still learning as I go. I like thrifting, and it's hard to do online shopping. I get too overwhelmed and with sizes and shit. So I'm learning.
Yeah, no, that's facts. What about you, Justin?
Man, one thing we can say is style has changed over time, and I was never like,
oh my god, hold on, I gotta call this out, bro, because because you want to call me out on every podcast for something, bro. There was this one time he wore these camo cargo shorts with a pink soccer jersey and some Vans.
And the Vans were pink too.
I was like, hey man, we thought it was a vibe back then. Looking back, that shit was trash. I was trash too, though. I know Jay remembers. I used to, like, when I was like in sophomore year of high school, I was mad depressed. So I was wearing the same Cal Bears hoodie and these shorts from Ross every day. That shit was boof. But
no, we probably all went through that phase. Like, even when I look back at my first tours, oh my god, you guys don't even know. Like one time I was on YouTube. This was a long time ago. It was like 2019. I was on Rolling Loud with Lil Mosey. I wore this super bright highlighter outfit, just lit neon two-piece, and the comments are just roasting me. Like I've grown a lot from that time.
They're like, is she working in construction?
Thank you. That's fucking crazy.
Wait, you saw that? Oh shit! No. Nah, you got the lore. It's building.
Fuck.
But Justin, for you, like, how have you transformed that wardrobe and matured it into what it is today?
It's just been a lot of I think influence with people around me. I think just they saw the potential that I could have with like the way I can style myself, the way I could wear specific clothes. Once I started to like find little things I liked in terms of maybe a shirt I liked, or maybe just I saw myself wearing different jeans, because awful time too, my skinny jean time. Oh, that was
I could see you in skinny jeans.
That was terrible. That was a terrible time. I got so much shit all the time for it, and I was like, yeah, it's time to give it up. And once I did, I was like, all right, yeah, I made a good choice. So once I started, going through those little bumps and bruises where I was starting to style myself a little bit more, but it was still not there yet. I think that's when I started seeing, okay, I was watching how style and fashion grew in general over time for, I think, just society. And then I was seeing how, my girlfriend would maybe be like, hey, try this out. Like, see how this looks. Style me a bit better.
Sometimes I think you got to veto that, because there was this one sweater.
Oh, my ex? Yeah.
That shit was trash.
Bad. I was stuck.
What was it, like cashmere or something, bro?
That was bad.
Hey, we all have those moments.
Yeah. So I was getting styled a bit over time, but then I think as I grew and started understanding more of like what I liked and what I saw, and again, just getting more of your perspective too, because this guy helped me a lot with my style.
I don't think I did, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think a good amount. But as it started to progress, I was like, all right, I was starting to see things that started working out a bit better.
Yeah.
And then even with this stuff, shout out Ed, shout out you. I appreciate you.
Shout out Ed. Hey, our first ever Patreon subscriber, Ed, yes. London, Augie. What's his wife's name?
Sai, we
Sai,
appreciate you.
we love all of you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. We appreciate the support. Seriously.
Yes, we really do. And again, stuff like this comes from them. Like,
Oh yeah.
they help me style myself too, with the boots, the shirts, the clothing. So
Speaking of free clothes,
We
you just partnered with Akira.
yeah.
How's that been?
Incredible. Like I've always shopped at Acura for tours because they have really great pieces. And last year I tried reaching out for potential collaboration and it didn't go through.
Mm-hmm.
And I just shot my shot this time. I was like, hey, I'm doing this tour that I'm doing by myself. Can you guys provide me with some pieces? And it worked out. So I'm just grateful. Like that shit's awesome.
that's so
That's
sick.
super dope. Yeah, shout out to Akira for rocking with Niyah, and also too, I think that's a good example for everybody else here to really follow. Like back in episode 10, we had talked about it when I was talking about the Hulu deal that I worked on at Ball's Life. Is like when we first got on when we first got the RFP for that, it was a campaign that like didn't really fit with the brand, and so that kind of ended up getting kicked out of the way. And then 6 months later, we got another RFP for a different campaign that we actually ended up closing, and I managed that whole deal. So it's like with you reaching back out to Akira and getting that up and running, is sometimes it's all just about shooting that shot, getting that volume up in terms of keep trying and keep going for those opportunities, because sometimes it's just time and place. That's really kind of how it comes about. And shifting gears a little bit, getting back into the technical side of DJing, with how the DJ landscape is now, how the music business is now, for people out there who want to become DJs or get started in 2026, what would a person need to do to start DJing?
Downloading Serato, I always say, and then copying like a little board off of Facebook Marketplace. The main thing you have to learn is like learning to transition to songs. So you'll download the software, download some songs you like. Even house music is easy. So like if you could just understand it that way, like there's genres that are easier than others to mix so you can learn. And I would just say, YouTube University, just figure out how to start transitioning to songs. I think that's the main thing you really need to learn when you start beginning how to DJ. And then as things go, like it's really about music selection and then like technical stuff, wires, and like when you're going to go perform, what equipment they have, how you're going to connect to that and things, how to use other equipment. It's a whole world, but I would say the beginning steps is just get that software, the wires for it, and a board and just YouTube.
That's solid. That's a good setup. And something I'm also curious about too, like how do you really find your ear for music and for these mashups and mixes that you do? Because I discovered you from the mashup that you did with Tyler the Creator and Tame Impala. And I thought it was super dope. And I remember I shot you that cold DM just saying like, hey, like I really like your work. I'd love to help out in some way. And I was showing him the mixes that you've done with like Trav, Cash Cobain, Uzi, Don. So how do you develop that ear for that sound, and what is your music selection process like when you're getting ready to create a new mix or a new mashup, especially with big ones that you've done like the Benito Bowl mix for Bad Bunny?
I think the most important thing, I feel like I have such a great ear. Like I've always had a fucking great ear.
Facts.
My music selection is just, not to have myself up, but phenomenal. Like I
That
love
part.
this shit. So it's always about mixing songs that I like being experimental with my Spotify playlist is really fun. And then also like getting into Serato, where I have like years worth of music from like the 60s to today, and then just like that works nowadays. People love random shit on the internet, so seeing how like I don't know, a Cash Cobain could go with a 70s song or a 90s song, things like that. So it's pretty much limitless, and what's most important about it is picking the right keys and making sure the keys of both songs mash, because there's a lot of DJs who throw on mashups and like it sounds off for a reason. Sometimes it may work and it might not be the same key, don't get me wrong, but you have to have the ear for that. But most of the time it's having the same key on both songs or in the same like key world, and having it sound really good. I just really just go through my keys, honestly. I'll pick a song that I want to make a mashup out of, and then I'll find different keys that go with that song's key and just see what world or what comes up.
That's dope. So a lot of experimentation,
A
just
lot
kind
of
of trial and error.
experimentation.
That's dope.
Would you even say, do you take some ideas from other DJs too? Do you kind of experiment with that? You'll see a mashup you like, and you're maybe like, hey, let me try this out and just kind of see how this works. Have you ever done that, especially in the beginning when you were trying it out? Like, was that a big thing you would try to do too?
I'm trying to think. I feel like I want to say yes because I'm always inspired by other people. But when it comes to mashups, I think I try to like if a song just drops, I want to see if I can like match something up with that, right? So like when it comes to mashups, I think I'm in my own world and trying to figure out what I have in my Serato that's gonna work with the song I want to use. Because I love that song or I like the song or it's a good song right now. And then when I make it, I go online to make sure it hasn't been done.
Got it.
So that's kind of usually how I go about it. It's like I'll be in my own world and go make sure it's not out there yet.
Yeah.
So
because you just want to stand out. You're like, yeah, this is
Yes.
my shit.
Yes.
This isn't anyone else. This is
Yeah.
mine. Got it. Yeah.
And like from that as well, like backtracking a little bit. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the touring part of your career, that kind of took up a majority of your time and your work before you started doing a lot of these like mixes and mashups, right?
Yes.
And so like, you know, you've, like we said at the beginning, you've been on tour with Tecca, Jack Harlow, Polo G, like a lot of very popular artists. And in the video that you shared on your Instagram of you talking about your background in DJing and how you got started, something that you brought up was touring taught you a lot about the music industry. And it also made you realize that you needed to start building your own brand and doing more of your own things. So what were some of those biggest lessons that you had from going on tour with those artists, and how did that then propel you to start your own brand?
So many lessons, like so many years of lessons. Everything from knowing your worth to like how I was a baby when I first started so in the industry, so learning like there's things you don't know when you're first in it, like the back end of like how these teams work, the labels work, how much they're paying you, how much you're trying to ask for, and how much they're actually giving you, the amount of work you're doing, the contracts you sign, the people that you work with. Like there's just so much about it that I've learned that built me to who I am today. And touring with these artists have always been, a learning lesson and fun and one of the greatest like experiences of my life. Great getting to see the world through music and meeting so many people. So it came with a lot of learning lessons. Every tour, you learn something. And after a while, it's like, okay, like when you're done touring with them, it's like, okay, what now? Because they're not on tour. And it's like, you can't depend on these artists for income or anything. I feel like you have to build your own brand because it's important. I feel like when you're a DJ and you DJ for artists, it's hard because everything's about them. And obviously, but it's like you follow their schedule, like you're kind of in the shadow and you're just DJing for them. Wherever they need to go, you have to be there. So to express yourself for like things you love, because obviously, you have a world of music that you love. So and things you want to do and get creative, it's important to build your own brand outside, separated from the artist. So that's where I started heading after I'd done a whole bunch of tours. I'm like, I have such big dreams, like, and when you tour with these people for a long time, it's a lot of work. So it's like when you finally get to be with yourself and dive into that creative juice, like you just grow.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And was there any artists maybe that you toured with or that you've worked with in the past who you think really supported you taking that next step of building your own brand and advocating for yourself?
I honestly would say not really, no. Business is really business. I would say actually, yeah, Dizzy Faye is a new artist that I just started working with. She's incredible. She's actually the one who had a conversation with me this was literally a few months ago, honestly, like right before I met you and everything started taking off. We went to, I think we were we were in Houston for a show. I think it was me and her first show, and I went to her hotel room to like go over the set for tomorrow, and she just spoke to me like on some real shit. She was just like, girl, you need to be doing like put some mashups out there. Like, look at this person, like this is how you could build yourself. Like, I see you doing it. And like she just said, like she said, work harder, not no work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And it's so simple, but I really didn't take that into consideration. And I had stopped making mashups because everybody was doing it. I don't like to follow, you know. But after she told me that, like I started doing mashups again. I started going into my mixes, and it took me far. So I would say she's the one who really, the only artist I've met that like really told me like you could fucking go crazy and doing this shit.
Shout out to her. And sometimes that's all it takes, right? Is like one or a few people to put that battery in your back and be a good support group for you. And I think something that you both share as well is like you're both very family oriented. I see that with you posting old like VHS clips of you dancing in the living room with your family, and then like Justin, obviously you and everybody that you have coming out to your games, from our homies to your parents, your grandma. I think your mom and your grandma have never missed a game, right?
No, they literally were there yesterday. They drove 2 hours to go watch me play.
That's how my parents are.
Yeah. I feel like that's so important to have, especially like the routes that we look to take and the sacrifices that we have to make. It's like they're there for us to show that, you know, they want us to be the best that we can be, and that we feel their love and support. So I think it's huge. It's definitely huge to have that kind of support system, and I'm sure you know that and feel that all the time. Lucky. Oh yeah, like it's a blessing, 100%. Because even I've mentioned it before, even like how my family dynamic has changed over the last few years, it still has never changed. They've never changed the way they've supported me and loved me.
Yeah,
that's for sure. But even though the overall dynamic of it is just completely different, but that has never changed, and they're always going to be there for what I need, and they've always shown that. And I think it's a crazy feeling, because I know a lot of people would love to have that kind of thing for sure. Yeah.
And who in your family, and you can name multiple people, it doesn't have to be one, but like who have been the people in your family that have really inspired you and motivated you? I know for sure your mom is one of them, but just talk about that.
Honestly, my mom, my whole family inspires me, just because like I just want to go hard for them. Like I love them so much, and they support me always. They have always supported me, like always. Like I'm very lucky, but my mom has inspired me a lot. I don't really have a lot of people in my family or anyone actually who's in the entertainment industry. I'm like the only one really in music. You know, no one really does music in my family. So I would just say like really like my I don't want to like name not just say one person. Like my mom is truly one of my biggest inspirations, but everybody who's just always around like rooting for me. Like I'm inspired by the people they are in my family. Like, you know, they work as well, and they take care of their family, and then we all show up for one another. So
that was beautiful. And I'm glad that I think we all in here have that to some degree. So I'm really glad that both of you can have that, because in sports music and entertainment, it can be very lonely, especially with like you being on tour alone and managing all this stuff by yourself, and then you spending 8 to 10 hours a day driving and training, and like you're with your clients, but it gets very lonely. And so having people around you that support you, love you, and continue to just motivate you to pursue bigger heights and really stick to it even when shit gets really hard. We need it. So I think that's great. And I want to transition to our Fast Five. We got some rapid fire questions for you. I am not going to lie to you. I've been spending the past 10 minutes trying to find the list of questions, and I could not find them. But I remember a few of them. The first one I wanted to ask is, you know, past, present, dead or alive, who would you say are your top 5 DJs of all time?
Ooh.
That's such a hard question.
That's a good one. Okay.
It's a good one, but I don't want to sound like crazy, but I don't really know a lot of DJs. Like real shit, I haven't done my history, and this is gonna sound crazy. I have not done my real history on DJs. Like seriously, if I'm gonna say my favorite DJs, it's really gonna be people that I know from that I work with, that I've seen live, that I met their music, like hometown DJs for real. Like, but I know like I've done like I've watched some documentaries on like the hip hop DJs growing up and how they started it and stuff like that. But I don't really know the real history of all the DJs that pioneered us till today. And somebody's gonna go crazy on me for that, but like, you know, I started at 14 and I just ran with it without like I did it just for music. But yeah, I would just say it's really just people in my city, like my friends, the people I book, like they're amazing DJs. So
yeah,
I don't have a top 5.
All good. I guess for like, is there a hometown one then? A hometown one who just like you want to shout them out, or a handful of people from Jersey?
Like even in Atlanta right now, like DJ Cleo is one of my favorites. Seeing her, like she's amazing. Cleo, Danny Verse, Starza, like these are the homies, and I love watching them live. Like very inspirational.
That's dope. That's dope. This next one is for both of y'all.
Oh, okay.
What is a fashion trend that you've tried and succeeded at? And what's a fashion trend that you've tried and failed at?
A fashion trend?
Yeah. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be a trend, but it's just like some kind of fashion style that you tried, that you like, you tried it yourself and you're like, oh, I rock with this. And then one that you tried and you're like, yeah, nah, that was not it.
You want to go first?
To be honest, one that stands out for me, like that I've tried and actually does work, is me wearing hats. I never thought I'd wear hats. And then I started getting more into it, and I have a whole collection of hats now that I've been actually wearing a lot more. One that didn't work, I think, is the one I said earlier. Skinny jeans was not it. that shit did not work out whatsoever.
All good.
So I'd say that, or even just yeah, that's probably the main one for me. Yeah.
For yourself?
Baggy stuff worked out for me. I love big baggy pants and shirts. Clearly, like I just love being comfortable. So that kind of came with a cool trend. And then I would say colors, like finding, like how I told you guys earlier, like neon is not my color. So I think like finding colors that work for me, and that, because there is like a whole thing about it, like what colors match your skin tone and what looks good on you. So I would say that.
Yeah, I ain't never wearing no salmon pink. That's for damn sure. I tried that once. My dad got me a salmon pink button up, and I was like, "Yeah, pops, this ain't it." My dad. Like he's darker, so he could pull it off. No, not me, not me. All right, I low key, I cannot think of other questions because the Fast Five. I swear, I put it in my notes. I don't know where the fuck they went. It is all good. Do you have anyone off the top of the dome?
I do, because I actually noticed you have tattoos. Yep. What's your next tattoo that you're looking at getting?
Ooh, I like that. That's good. Saving me.
I got you.
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't gotten a tattoo in a long time, a very long time. And I'm like, will I ever even get one again? But what I started to notice is that like a lot of these are from a certain time in my life where like either when I was going through something, or 2, I was just traveling. I love just spontaneous tattoos.
That's dope.
And those are where a lot of these came from. But I don't know. If I were to be real, it'll probably be when I marry my man, probably his initials on my finger we agreed on. And maybe, I don't know.
If she wanted to, she would, y'all. That's what's up. I respect it. Fellas too. If she throws the idea your way, be open to it. All right, so we'll turn this into a fast forward then. Our last question for you. What is your pitch to our Pitch and Pros family of how they can become a pro DJ and pursue a career not exactly like yours, but similar to yours?
You have to believe in yourself. You have to understand that you're going to doubt yourself so many times, and you have to just be able to like, when you're in that space, you have to be able to step outside and be like, this is just a part of the fucking process, and I'm going to go through this so many times. I'm going to doubt myself or feel, like I don't know if I could do this, but then you're going to get that motivation and do it again. And then you're going to just keep going. It's going to be a wave. So to get there, I feel like you just got to keep pushing yourself and studying, finding ways. Like on YouTube, I would just study so many things of like what I could learn, marketing, pitching, brands. Like it's a lot. It's not just music. Like to get on the level that I'm trying to get on, or like everything I've done, like to put myself out there with like everything I'm doing, I feel like it's a lot of different. You're gonna be so many things, like a videographer, editor. Like it really is a lot. But depending how far you want to take it, like just take your time and just study. And keep putting yourself out there and bring your ideas into fruition. Whether you have the money or not, find a way and to put it together and do it. And just follow your dreams. Like you just gotta stay consistent, and that's what everyone says, but that's the only thing that's gotten where I am today is because of being consistent with everything.
Yeah.
Facts. That was very well said.
Bars.
And to close this out, let the people know where they can find you and what you've got coming up next. And for context, this will probably be coming out in a couple months from now. So yeah, just let the people know where they can find you and what's going on.
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok. I don't like Twitter. YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify at Niyah Badass. What I have next, low-key probably booking more Octane shows and probably just gonna keep riding this out to the end of the summer, especially like when things are it's gonna be summer and like, I don't know, block parties, and I'm trying to do Europe for some Octane shows. I've been asked, so the sky's the limit right now. After I get done with this little run, I'm gonna start pitching again and see what I could do for the rest of the summer with this.
Dope.
And hopefully even align like with Don's tour in different places. Maybe I could pull up and throw something there. And yeah, I'm really just gonna focus on shared frequency. This is working right now, and it's kind of cool because it's like I'm a DJ breaking records, basically, like how the 90s used to be, you know? Like, I'm really pushing the hell out this album. And, like, you know, there's a lot of albums that came out and you don't really hear about them, but I feel like the position I am and what I'm doing, I kind of want to keep doing it with Octane and just pushing it every month until, like, maybe the end of the summer and see where it takes me.
Sick.
That's amazing. Yeah, and the impact's already been felt. It's already been real, and I know we're super happy for you. And again, like we're super grateful to have had you today, and we're excited for all the continued success that you're gonna have.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're definitely excited for tonight too. It'll be a cool experience.
We're gonna vibe together.
Yeah, it's gonna be a time.
Yeah,
it's gonna
it'll be sick.
time.
I know. I think we talked about it earlier, but man, what an album! So it's gonna be sick. I'm excited to see you do your thing out there too. That's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Pitchin' Pros family, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 11. I'm your co-host, Stefan Jones. You can find me at Stefan C. Jones on all platforms. Justin, let them know where they can find you, my brother.
I'm your co-host, Justin. You can find me at Instagram, JustinWolf06.
And don't forget to follow us on all of our pod pages as well, at Pitchin' Pros on Instagram, TikTok. We're kind of starting to post on Blue Sky. Pitchin' Pros Media on Patreon, Pitchin' Pros on YouTube, Pitchin' Pros everywhere. But family, thank you so much, and shout out to our 2 first ever Patreon subscribers. Ed, is it DAZN? I want to pronounce it right. And our boy Luke Greer. We appreciate both of y'all. Thank you so much. Niyah motherfucking Badass, everybody.
Appreciate you guys for having
Woo! Let's fucking go. That was dope.
That was good.
That was sick.
Yeah.